So the figure I have here is one that I've owned since the 1980s. Um, and I had no idea what this figure even was. I'm sure that I probably threw the box out pretty much immediately after I got it, but this is definitely one of my favorite figures of all time. He's got a decent size and some really nice heft to him, but what really set him apart is that all of his armor and just about everything on him can be removed. The uh, the shoulder armor here, it's really hard for me with one hand holding my phone. But this can be removed, this can be removed, this removed, all of this removed. And I would just sit there and pull them off and put them back on. But I had no idea what this robot was from. For all I knew, it wasn't from anything, that it was just created a robot. But I did do some research recently, or in the last 5 years or so, and this is a robot from Fang of the Sun, Sun as in Sun, which is an anime from, I guess, the 1980s, Dogram, if I'm pronouncing that right. And so they have continued, and not, I don't know what company made this one, but here are a couple other ones. And so these are much more recent. These are from Bandai, and these are part of their High Metal R line of robots. And so there's another one. So the reason I kind of wanted these was because obviously I had a certain emotional attachment to this line, even though I've never watched the anime. But I kind of was interested in getting more. Now you could tell, so this one's green. This one's an olive green. He's got the round helmet on here, and the person would sit in there. This has got the round helmet, but it's blue. And so this is a different kind. So here is a Big Bad Toy Store. Here's a couple recent ones. So this is $249. It's very similar, same size, probably almost exactly the same, but I didn't pay that much for this one. And so this says D7, but this has got a dash in it. This doesn't. So they did change the design somewhat. This is 6.3 inches, so I'd say that that's the same size. This is the 40th anniversary, and it comes with a little tank. Mine did not come with a tank, so wasn't really that interested in rebuying the same figure, and I'm certainly not interested in paying $249 or $250 for that. So the interesting thing about the high metal, so you hear that, and there's high metal. They do a lot of different ones other than just Fang of the Sun. Fang of the Sun is just one. But when I got this figure, this was the first one I got. Actually, I can't remember which was the first. But I was like, high metal? Where's the metal? Because when you hear high metal, you would imagine there'd be a lot of metal. I believe that the feet are die cast. So if we go in here, there might be some die cast. I think the joint might be die cast in there. But there is not a lot of die cast on this figure. And that was kind of my problem with this figure, is what is justifying the price of these figures? Because the Soul of Chogokin figures, many of them are taller with definite die cast and a lot cheaper. So you look down here, it says, I don't know if they put this in order of the volume of material, but it says ABS, PVC, and die-cast material. Just the way they say it, die-cast material kind of implies that maybe there's not a lot. But when I went in here, and so here we have, this one's sold out. This is the Combat Armor Soltic H8 Round Facer. And so I would say that I'm willing to bet that that is this one. That this is the Round Facer Soltic H8. So I would love to have this figure, but I'm not paying that much. It's sold out anyway at this point. But I wasn't willing to pay that much for it. If you go on the Bandai site, so this is a re-release. Again, this one's got some kind of a military vehicle on it. 15,400 yen, which works out to $110. This is 195. That's a big markup. And it is pretty much across the board, whether it be on eBay or here's Amazon. So this is the one I own, $154. And again, I don't think I paid that much for it. But even that price is highly inflated. And this one here isn't the 40th anniversary one, which would be even more expensive. So, and if you don't care, if you like, let's see. So if I go in here, you can see all sorts of different Fang of the Sun. Sometimes you need to be very careful because you might look in here and say, oh, well, that looks nice. Only $50. Well, that's a model kit. I don't buy model kits. I'm not interested in model kits. But they do a lot of model kits. Those Max Factory, they look nice. But I've never done a model kit. I'm more into the figures. There aren't a ton of these on from Bandai. So here's all of the ones filtered down by Fang of the Sun. Just 6. So you can see here the Dogram, and then this is the re-release. So 14,000. Well, that's almost the same price actually. That is a very similar price. I'm sorry. This is different. This is the one. But still not that different in price. But here's the Soltic H8 round facer. So I have 2 of them. I don't know if I'll ever own. I think one of them I bought off of eBay. I did manage to find a decent price. So I suppose I could look around and see if I could ever find a Soltic H8. A lot of times, I'd say most of the time, when figures come to the United States, you can find them for very close to the MSRP. So if you're able to look and find out what the Japanese original price is, that can help you figure out what you really should be, what's a good price to be paying for it. And Bandai is actually really good about that. In fact, I'd say that Bandai, of all the figure makers, I buy more Bandai than anything else. They don't tend to make super high-end figures. And when I say super high-end, I mean super expensive. But they do a lot of really cool and interesting licenses, including something I've never shown on here, which is Street Fighter, which is actually the license that got me started on this this route of buying figures. But if you're into Fang of the Sun and you want to pay a lot of money for a nearly all plastic figure, then these are pretty nice, and maybe someday I'll actually see the anime.